We're back. We just had the halt conversations because we were getting all worked up in the back talking about the current insanity going on.
I can't believe you two are siding with Opie.
And I gotta stand by Ope on this one.
Here, guys, hashtag stand with Opie.
Stand by Ope.
Stand with Opie.
Stand with Opie.
That's the new Legion of Skanks hashtag, guys. What if this was a ruse the whole time? Like
Stand by
Opie
Esther
had
Ku.
us sign with Kumia, and then we turn on Kumia in the middle.
Oh, man, that's better than Trump being a Clinton operative.
Oh, that's a heel turn for like a motherfucker. That'd be great. Mike, you're unaware of all this, you said. What's going on?
Yeah, no, I don't really listen.
Zach?
I know
all
I
day,
just
right?
lost everybody by saying that, but I'm just dead.
No,
that's got to be a portion.
I don't listen to shows really ever, but I saw on Twitter today that there was like actually the thing I read was like Opie and Anthony, now Opie and Jimmy, like saying something about like hoping like hoping that's fucking hilarious.
Legion of Skanks stand with Opie.
LOS hashtag LOS stand with Opie.
I love that every
stands
person,
LOS
every
stands
person
with Opie.
that is going to use that hashtag doesn't know what stand with PP means.
So do LOS stands with Opie. That's great. Great.
There
hashtag.
we go. Perfect.
There we have it.
That's it.
Perfect.
Let them know.
Let everybody know.
Didn't he say something like
on.
all the people with Ant like all bash him or something like that? Didn't he say
was,
like
again? It was weird. So just I don't want to jump too far ahead here to fill Mike in what's going on. I believe what happens is Esther Ku comes in. She makes some comment regarding Anthony. Nothing bad about him.
She starts laughing. Everyone takes their headphones out. They come back a second later. Okay.
She masturbates in another room supposedly. No, she brought up Anthony and then Opie, who steers away, I think, from talking about Anthony most of the time, from what I understand.
He's a misunderstood kind soul.
Yeah,
he's busy steering the ship.
It came up today. Him and
Such a great
Zach.
ship steerer.
Zach, you heard it all right.
Oh yeah.
So do you recall more what stirred it up? And I know when
we
it
have
happened,
the clip.
I understand, but I just want to say that where it gets
Esther
weird
stirring it up.
is you just hear in his talk his resentment towards Jim comes out weirdly.
It comes out quickly where he seems like very quick about how Jim does Anthony.
It's one of those like, oh yeah, it's like well, that's your butt buddy. So it's kind of that feeling.
Jim
that kind
was
of
just on the Anthony Cumia Thanksgiving special. He just did.
It
It was a great podcast. A lot of talent on that
He just
table.
did Legion of Skanks with us. I mean, Jim and Anthony, when they get together, I mean, as a fan of radio and comedy, I sit back and go like, "Holy fuck, dude!" Like watching those two kind of banter back and forth.
On that with them two, Norton, Anthony, and Bennington going back and forth in that Thanksgiving thing was just really
It was like
fun
a
to
classic
watch.
fun moment.
Like motherfucker, those three. Like,
So
they should have been a show.
I think what
Were you
happened
guys
is
at the kids' table?
They made that joke. It was me, Gavin, and Dave. We were at the
all
kids'
the
table.
drumsticks you can eat.
But I think Anthony, or I don't know, I shouldn't, this is all speculation because I don't know Opie at all. And I know we've made jokes in the past and people think that fucking, all the people that are under Anthony Cumia's network don't like Opie. I liked Opie the two times I've hung out with Opie.
I was in a studio until he moved us to his Foot Locker.
I don't like Opie or dislike Opie, but I have been sent by Ant to kill him.
Well, you've never even met Opie, right?
Nope, never
Like
met
I did
him.
Bobby Kelly's
I have no
podcast
feelings
with Opie
except
once.
I think he was one half of one of the greatest radio shows of all time.
I did
That's the
Bobby,
only
Kelly,
feeling
I
have
did Bobby
toward
Kelly's podcast with Opie once, and then I was at Bobby Kelly's barbecue with Opie one time, and both times were pleasant
I've
interactions.
never
Dude, just stop bragging.
I've never done too much social with him before, but every time I met him,
It's always been pretty nice, but it seems like on the heels of these two things that he just did, and he's watching Opie or Jim and Anthony come together, they do these amazing things. It just seems like he snapped very recently and was like, let the resentment kind of get the best of him.
Yeah, because I think he was saying, I think he doesn't mean it when he tells Jim he doesn't care if he does a show. Do you know what I mean? I think he does give a shit. I think he wants Jim to take his side. It seems like, and Jim's been like kind of like, hey man, I'm not in the middle of this. Like I'm forced to be in the middle of it, but I'm not really in the middle of it. Like you guys work it out. Like you guys are both my friends or whatever. And then Opie just kind of lays out today how he basically has like a Jim, we're not friends like that actually. Like we're not friends, and it just gets heated. Do we have some stuff?
Yeah.
Touching the surface yesterday. So why was religion evil in your house?
Oh, by the way, I went to see your friend Anthony yesterday.
That's all right.
Oh my God, that was
that's
so much
uncomfortable
fun.
already.
You dumb dink.
His first
No,
even
Jay,
the
it's Chink.
Oh, sorry.
way- Jay, you're mispronouncing that. Even the way she goes, went to see your friend Anthony, and he's already like an upset kid. He's like, it's cool, no problem, man.
Why would I have a problem with that?
Why would I even have a problem? It's cool. I'm not going to punch you.
Okay.
They should have put Ku in an internment camp.
Can I say that?
Of course.
Okay.
I would hope you'd say that.
Oh, okay, good. No, it helps because,
He's a delightful man.
well, first of all, it's just later in the day.
Right.
Which helps, is I just have more energy later,
You were fine on our show?
you know?
All right.
Was it just you two, or
Yeah,
did you
but-
have other people there?
It was us two and then Ralph Sutton.
What did you talk about?
Poor Ralph. Pause. Ralph about to get a shout out, gets fully bowled over by
Yeah.
this whole situation.
That's it. She got Ralph Sutt and then Opie started screaming.
Yeah, go back a couple seconds. Poor Ralph. Ralph's about to get a shout.
Ralph's trying
Fine
so
on our
hard.
show?
You know?
And some guy who looks like
just
Frankenstein
you
and
two.
keeps trying to relive the 80s.
Oh, Ralphie.
People there.
It was us two and then Ralph Sutton.
What did you talk about?
Oh my god! I mean, she gets the last syllable out before it's on to the next.
Sutton.
This guy really idolizes Brett Michaels.
Guys, follow Ralph Sutton on Twitter.
Why would
I
it
am
be
Ralph
fine?
Huh?
Why wouldn't it be fine?
No one said that
Of
except
course
you.
it would be fine. It was great.
No, you were asking me. Why wouldn't it be fine?
Unless
Oh,
you
I
did.
don't know. Sorry.
Probably your reaction.
Huh?
But it was all because of his reaction.
How did I react? I didn't even react.
No, you didn't react. You.
I don't know what you're talking
Yesterday,
about.
You know, it's fine. We don't talk, but I don't. But you know, I don't.
Bam
care if
Margera
people do the
who?
show.
Right.
So, anyway, the
Are
religion.
you guys
thing.
not talking the benefit?
No, not at all. He's done some really shitty things. No, now I'm
Pause
pissed.
that.
No.
It was funny. I didn't catch it the first time. I didn't realize that Jim asked the question.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This is like when I got Bob to fight with Tom.
Did you make that happen?
No,
Oh, that'd be great. You know what's funny? I'm going. Speaking of that, I'm going out to Crackers,
Yeah.
Broad Ripple, Indianapolis. I have a date set up for that, and I accepted it yesterday. But I'm still waiting to hear back. But I told him I said I was like I'm going out there. I said, but I'm not doing.
You're an idiot.
I'm not doing.
You're
Bob
an
and
idiot.
Tom. What?
You've been trying to start a radio war with Bob and Tom for a year.
I am.
Focus. Listen to me.
Yeah.
I am your idea guy. I am your muse.
Sadly, that is the truth, Jay.
You say go sabotage by Bob
You
and Tom?
go on Bob and Tom and call them on their horse shit on their airwaves.
Hey, look, Lewis.
He's right. You know, what? Don't even argue anymore. You're right.
Lewis is a
100%.
I'm going to go on Bob and Tom.
Lewis is a
Why would I not
decent
go on Tom?
performer. Lewis might be a okay writer someday, but as a causer of controversy,
Yeah.
he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, he's right. You're right. I should
Wow.
go on
You
Bob
need to
and
go
Tom.
on and
Yeah,
That was
call
really
them on
nice
their
for you to
horse
say
shit.
that thing about his writing.
It was
I might be a decent writer
now.
one day.
All I want to do is
Also, a kind of a nice compliment for me.
I want actually. I want to hastily.
Hold on. Can it be known that
Yeah,
Zach?
I do not write anything.
He
Lewis
wrote
on
a
stage.
for a fucking roast for me twice. Fuck off.
And every other time you hosted at the stand with the roast battles.
I'm
Yeah.
going.
No, all right. First off, dude, Zach wrote for like 2 or 3 roasts for Lewis. Sure, it was by far the best stuff he's ever done. But
Yeah,
you
it's
know
great.
what? That's all he wrote for.
I actually incorporated it to my act now.
I know it's weird because when he does Zach's jokes, like, wait, there's like punctuation and there's like pauses. And,
Did Lewis just hit a comma?
like when he does like Zach's jokes, it's like when the monkey learns sign language. Like they're usually not that smart.
When
And then-
Caesar said no the first
and then,
time.
and then it throws shit at you. You're like, oh, it's still a monkey.
Lewis, all these backhanded compliments aside,
Luis Gomez, Rise of the Planet of the Rapes.
Louis J. Gomez.
the Planet of the
Rise
Rapes.
of the Planet of the Rapes.
I want to. Now all I want to do. I'm consumed that I want to like text my manager now and tell them like, oh, by the way, don't say that.
No,
Say I won't
please.
bother Tom.
I will literally. I'll take over for a second if you want to text them right now and do that. That's crazy.
Well, they're not talking to her tonight, so it's okay. I'll text
Good.
them after the show.
No, tell them, don't say anything. Be like, hey, actually, actively try to get me on Bob and Tom.
Tell them I'll do Bob and Tom.
Like, dude, I'll
And think
do
of
it.
all the people you get to call in.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You're wasting an opportunity.
There's
Yeah,
no way
no.
they're listening to the Bonfire or Legion of Skanks.
No way.
So they have no idea. And by the way, it is also a testament to how out of the loop they are that they wouldn't know that we're publicly setting this up and they still let you in.
Yeah, it'll happen. I'm gonna go on Bob and Tom.
That's amazing.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, radio controversy, which is what we're speaking about right now. So I didn't realize that Jim was the one who brought that shit up. That's fucking pretty weird. So go ahead, play it.
It goes really deep. The stuff I've found out recently. No, I'm not talking to him, and I won't be in the same room as him.
Fucks
No.
children.
Do you know any of the stuff that
cool.
he's done lately?
From the Opie and Jared
fair
show?
enough. No, I'm not. So you can put that aside, that rumor that we might talk. No. The shit I found out recently, no. No, I'll never be in the same room as that fucking guy.
If I was on the air, this is what I would be doing.
He's
Really?
here.
Really, Ope?
It would be the best, like in the middle of this, if Esther Ku was like, "My Asian pussy." They just try to.
She actually
alleviate
tries to,
it.
in some weird way, kind of do that. She is lost. Yeah, I said before, we were saying that's what we were talking about in the back. I don't know. I think I either would have been like, "Hey, maybe you guys need to work this out and split," or I would have just engaged and given real opinion.
Well,
on it.
in her defense, she didn't go in there thinking 25 years of radio was going to come
Of
to a
course
halt today.
not.
She's
No,
like,
no.
oh, just an average,
Oh, no,
fucking
I'm not
show.
saying what she should have done. I'm saying what
Yeah.
I would have liked to do in that situation.
Yeah, no. Here's the thing. If I was there, I would have 150% said, guys.
First, I would have knocked out Jim. Then I would have said, "What's up with you, Opie?" And I would have held him against the wall by his throat.
Then I
Told
would
Esther
have.
how funny she is.
Then I would have spent the next 50
You got
minutes
some really great stuff the way you bring up Anthony like that.
on a scale of 1 to Amiko. I'd say it's pretty good radio.
I would have told her she was the hottest chick I've ever seen in my life.
She is really hot. Fuck off, dude. So I'm acting like Esther's not crazy hot.
And talented.
And funny, especially her ukulele bit.
You love it.
I love it. No, if I was her, I would have said, I was watching
You
this
heard you
happen.
fuck yourself.
If I
What if
was,
he was like, us comedy ethnics have to stick together?
no, if I was watching this happen and I was in that studio, I would have been like, holy shit, this is a huge fucking event that's going on right now. Like these two guys arguing for the first time, letting all of this shit come out. I would have stepped away from the microphone. I would have just watched it happen. There's no way I would have stepped in and said anything.
Wait, can you go back to saying Esther Ku is hot and then bring up that same picture of her again? Can you side by side that with
Can you
the...
Photoshop a picture of
si-
a cat instead of that ukulele?
Can you...
Oh, Jesus.
Can you put a picture beside that of two things? An orangutan yelling and Patrick Ewing yelling. Like those side by side.
And then Zach's like, I was the one who told her to open her mouth while she plays the ukulele.
Yeah, I mean, so you would have jumped into the conversation, though?
Or left. I don't know. I'm just saying. In this, I definitely would have
No, I
stood
feel
there.
like
I would have stood there just been like looking back and forth.
Well, what you can't
and
do
be
is
like,
what
"Come
she
on."
did.
She tried to do a bunch of like. It's like
Judging by
"Oh,
the
you
other
guys."
times you're on Opie and Anthony, you would have sat there quietly.
Shots fired!
Well, look, I do.
This is accurate.
I will say this. I think you can't do, like what you were saying, Jay, you can't do what she was doing. If you're going to sit there and then snipe in, like I was saying, I think I would just sit there and when you come in, I would just try to be almost like comic relief. Like, not, she would come in there and try to be like, well, but you guys are kind of like the parents and he's like the child, and like get into the situation.
Yeah.
You should at least just come in with a thing where you're like, guys, this is great. Can I come back Tuesday?
She was just
when
silly
we're talking
girl.
about
She
this
was
girl,
weird.
you
She
know,
was
like,
girl lost
just,
it,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Like at least it just be silly and kind of like, oh, I don't fit here, or like Lewis said, remove yourself, or I mean, commit to something. But she was kind of trying to. I don't know. It's just
was
kinda
lost. I don't-
but again, like I said, she's coming in like just ready to do a
Yeah,
regular
sure.
radio show, and then all of a sudden it's this
Yeah,
dramatic.
that's not really on her.
It's
That's
not on
really
her.
not
It's not
on her.
on her.
Because what are you going to do? It's in the moment. I'll also
Oh, I'm
I
not
say,
giving
I
her
say
shit.
now I'm like in retrospect that's what I would do.
Exactly.
But in the moment, if I'm sitting in that chair, I don't know exactly how I
I
would
might.
react.
Yeah, exactly.
But it
So-
literally is the sentence. And
Great point.
I don't think it was intentional, but
But
her.
we got it.
Here we go.
That's funny. But her saying, is that
Oh, all the
fun?"
same thing.
Nice.
Oh,
But her saying, is that. But when she says, is that fine?
Hold on, let the visual said. That is Esther Ku with her mouth open, orangutan,
fucking,
and
how did you
Patrick
guys
Ku.
pull this off?
By the way, hold on. This is why Ben Ratner should be fired from the Kumian Network, because my producers who get paid nothing sit in the corner and they can do all of
why
this
you
in a
gotta
moment.
expose that we don't pay them?
Well, actually, no, we do pay them. Both.
Oh,
of them.
that's right. One of them gets a food stamp a week.
No, both of them make money actually.
You can get 2 bars of Cabot cheese with this Jewish thug intern Mike.
She puts the tang in orangutan. But no, but the thing is, like, when she when she says like I was at his place, like that's the dynamite. But then saying is that fine is the match, and I don't think that was intentional, but that's definitely what happened.
They are
but
good
what
with
happened was
fireworks.
this. Dude, she said, right away she goes, if you listen to the first thing she says, she goes, I saw your friend Anthony right away, and he goes, that's fine. Like, he was so defensive about it, that's fine, that she then went, oh, is that
a
fine?
problem?
Like,
I
it
gotcha.
wasn't, it was a response to his energy. It wasn't like she was asking that question.
I mean, look, she said I was seeing your friend. I saw your friend Anthony. So she was definitely looking to bring something up. I don't think she thought it was going to go so haywire and it got so real and so weird so fast. Go ahead, play some more of it. Actually,
You don't have to be, you know?
I know what you're talking about.
That's fine. Like I said, I'm not putting you in the middle of it, but if you don't know, you don't know. That's fine.
Sorry, I don't know.
Real shitty
Nah,
stuff.
dude, she just
to be
has no
honest with you.
idea. She just brought up it was his former partner. And you
No,
can
but
literally
she,
listen.
no, but she knew it's an
Dude.
inflammatory
LOS stands
situation.
with Opie, guys. Let's let it be known. Hashtag.
LOS stands with Opie. She didn't know that it was going to get so weird, but she definitely was brought up to say it's like,
Okay.
oh, here's a thing to bring up and talk about for sure.
Fair. I don't think she at all thought it was going to get into this. And I just want to say the reason why we stand with Opie is because if you even knew about the recent stuff with Anthony, if you even knew,
Now, none of us know.
none of us know. But,
But
if
if
you
we
don't
know-
know, if you don't know, you would be standing with Opie too.
You know, it's one of those things where you have to bet on the guarantee or what's in the fucking behind the
Exactly.
door. I'm going what's behind the door on this one. I go, you know what? I think it's big. I think we're going to find out like Anthony killed Opie's mom or something like that.
You could judge
Just
someone.
snuffed her out with a pillow.
You could judge someone based on the podcast they add to their network. It's an old proverb that I've heard before. Confucius said that.
New York City Crime Report. I don't trust this son of a bitch.
Yeah. Extremely shitty stuff.
Yeah.
So, anyway. And people are confused. Whoa, you threw him under the bus. No, I never threw Anthony under the bus. Trust me. But he made it very obvious that it was time to move on. Extremely obvious.
What's up with Jim's hair? in
That is an
picture?
unflattering picture of Jim.
Now.
All right, Fat and Oswald.
He looks like he's playing backup with Bruce Hornsby.
So I do a lot of puns when Mike Lawrence is next to me.
Yeah, sorry.
Why does Jim
It is
have
a disease.
Why does Jim have Paulie Walnut sideburns?
When did Jim look like that? I feel like I've known Norton through his I've followed his whole career. I don't remember that phase.
It's when he went to play old Bruce Willis in the Bruce Willis story.
No, it's true.
It's right
So
after
no.
It came to his hospital room.
I like that
I'm
one.
not saying they're not. I don't even know what you're talking about.
I'm leaving you out of it. Simple as that. And I'll never talk to you about it.
You'll never tell me?
No.
Yeah, see, that's where it's
I didn't hear
weird.
the beginning of this, by the way.
Me neither.
I only heard from 20 minutes in.
No, you know. No. Yeah,
No,
see?
man.
No.
Just no.
Getting a lot of people shaking their heads. No.
Why won't you tell me?
I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't feel like we're that close in that way. No, I'm
What?
not telling you.
All right, I didn't hear any of this.
Oh, really? See, I heard all this.
I didn't hear. Here's the thing. I heard from 20. Somebody sent me a link, and it was already preset to. I guess it was some shit about Gavin or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's when I started listening to
Gavin's
it.
been on the warpath.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's the
Gavin
thing.
hates Opie.
Opie's so mad about that fictional character who doesn't like him.
I get a shout. I get a nice shout out.
Lewis listened to it by himself and he was still talking over it.
Who's got mentioned? That's people.
Thanks, Mike.
The people who got mentioned was he mentions Ralph Sutton almost got a mention there. I got a mention Soder.
You're the only
Sherrod.
person that would listen to like an hour and a half podcast fight just to hear if your name was mentioned.
Yeah.
Are you just basically making the point
You're being
that?
a real fucking Luis Gomez. Hey, that's me.
Are you just making the point me and Lewis
I
didn't
also
get
would
name
have.
dropped in that?
And here's the big thing: never mentioned you guys for a second. It was weird.
Well,
Anyway. Hi, Esther.
Hi. Sorry I brought that up.
That's not your fault that we're not that close. That's not your. That's not.
well, I have a problem. First of all,
Jimmy's hurt. Now Jimmy's hurt there. That's what that shows. He did not like that comment.
I have a problem with how
I get that.
quietly passive aggressive cunty everyone in that room is talking.
Yeah.
Everyone's going, oh,
It doesn't get it doesn't stay that way. That was you got to remember that was the opening fucking bell was rung by Opie saying like, no, we're not friends like that. And that stung Jim. And that's
I
Jim's
get
first
that.
Jim's first comment back is no, but it gets rich. I think Jim handles himself wonderfully.
I can't blame Jim for that comment where he's just. And we're also pausing this and waiting a lot in between. Like
Yeah.
he just out of nowhere got to like fucking like, oh well, we're not that close.
I think
He's
Opie,
like, oh, I guess we're
Opie
not that close.
sounds fucking like he's really just fucking butthurt about it, and I don't know. I still don't understand his side fully because he expresses himself too much like fucking. Oh, so you still see my ex-boyfriend around sometimes?
Dude,
That's
we're just
cool.
gonna start with a hashtag stand with Opie and then trash Opie.
I'm not
for
tra-
now,
no,
and then I want to come back to that hashtag.
Listen, I don't know this mystery stuff that Anthony's done, so I can't judge it at all.
if you guys knew, you would hashtag stand
Yeah.
with Opie.
But I'm saying like I
imagine
don't.
Anthony Cumia in a Carmen Sandiego costume.
Where
the hell
in
we
the
The
world
world is Anthony Cumia.
See his eyes poking out of the fucking trench coat.
You know you could pay Rockapella like $5 to do that song, and they would like, it's like we just want to fucking work again, man.
Rockapella.
If we ever make it, Legion of
Which
Saints the
stage is
show.
the age of consent? 16.
Let me tell you something. If we ever make it as a show, we have to get Rockapella to be our band.
Yeah.
You know, like Fallon is the Roots. We have to get Rockapella.
Rockapella.
Acapella is like the improv troupe of music.
Yeah.
But
It's just like 5 white people getting together and have a good time.
oh, except there's 2 black dudes now. So.
Oh, shit.
And there's Opie on the right.
This is why Opie's done with radio.
Their tagline should just be Rockapella, all your favorite music without any of the music.
I think, to go back to what we're saying, I think Opie just sounds, like I said, I just don't think he expresses this thing other than it just sounds like he's a jerk and I don't care and you're his friend and you know, whatever, who cares, whatever. But this show, but he keeps going back to what we hear here in a second. And I'm gonna jump ahead only because to make the point, he keeps. Anthony was fired, to the best of my knowledge, for what people deem to be racist tweets, where there was no apology that would make this go away. They fired him. Opie didn't fight for him. Opie didn't quit with him. I don't think Anthony. Maybe he was stung by that, but I can't. I don't want to speak for him, but I mean, like, it feels like. I feel like he was fine. He was fine to go the separate way because I guess the chemistry was gone. But Opie talks about it more in terms like the show is over, man. Like the chemistry was gone. He goes, but who gives it? That's nothing to do with the fact that he's even gone. Like he's gone. So it's like he just he seems so broken-hearted girlfriend about it. He feels almost like Anthony like left him.
Well, but
he got fired.
Sounds like he's mad that the show became the Anthony and Jim show, and he was just there. Like later in it, he's like, well, you know, the chemistry was between you guys, and it wasn't really the same the last few.
And that's what he keeps going. He keeps going. Maybe he goes, the reality is you guys probably should have went and did a show together, and I should have went and found something else. And it just seems like fucking butthurt. It's very. Exactly. I'm not gonna say butthurt chick because I'm not trying to take a shot at him. That's just like the funniest thing to say.
And yeah,
By the way, you keep on saying all the things surrounding the shot, except not actually.
No, I'm saying
there's nothing better than masking a shot by going like, I'm not going to say queer little pansy because that would be an insult if I were to say that. But then, I'm not going to say.
I don't want to say cuckold bitch. That would be aggressive.
Because I want truth to come out when I'm saying it.
This is what
those are all the funniest things I'm saying. But let me finish because I said those are all the funniest things. The reason I'm clarifying that I keep going to that like chick thing is because fuck it just seems like a broken-hearted person who just wants to like take a few stings back.
But the thing is, when you're the guy that sticks around, you get all the resentment about the guy that left. So like Rockapella,
fired.
An analogy is Rockapella probably gets all this shit from people. Be like, who are these fucking new black members that you added? That wasn't how I grew up. And then those guys had
from
to apologize
Anthony.
for it.
Well, don't compare it to that because those guys are making some good points. Look, can I just say, look, this is to me what the problem is with the thing, right? So Anthony, like you said, Anthony did kind of leave and take the high road like that. Like he was like, whatever, you want to fire me for these tweets? I'm gonna go start my own thing. I'm gonna do this. So since then, the role Anthony has played, people will call him a dick sometimes because he's kind of like making fun of stuff, being very honest on his show about unflattering stuff about Opie. Now I think he's trying to sell Greg Shell's merchandise, which I might buy. I might buy a few pairs of. But can I just make this point? What Anthony is doing is going like, I'm going to be brutally honest and ball-busty. What Opie's doing is going, I'm sensitive and butthurt. What is more in the theme of the O&A tradition?
Yeah.
You know, it's very tough for Opie after all these years of being the O&A guy. You're the guy who jumps on a homeless dude's cake, and now you're telling me you're like hurt
that's
by
the
what
funny
Anthony.
part.
It's like,
That comes
dude,
up
I
a
don't
lot.
know.
That was a bit.
The show, but even forget that. It's just the show was being brutal to everybody.
Opie was the one
dude.
hanging up on callers.
No one.
Opie was Opie the Destroyer. Dude.
Come on, man.
Opie was
now you're
brutal.
getting sensitive about
like,
this shit.
I have I don't want to say who it was, but I have a person who has worked with the show and has been on the show a bunch who told me specifically that Opie won't have me on the show because of little jokes that have been slung on this show and on Anthony's show. And I don't know Anthony or Opie well enough to like actually shit on him. I've never shit on Opie. But hell, in my opinion, I'm going like, dude, this is Opie and Anthony, this ball-busting, fucking throw heat, Voss, Patrice, Bobby Kelly, fucking all these just extreme ball-busting guys. And then I make literally very mild jokes. Like, I don't know him well enough. It was just like stupid jokes here and there. And he doesn't want to have me on his show, even though I've been recommended by like 4 or 5 people that go on the show regularly.
Look, that's the funny thing is like people will think like we kind of get thrown into this thing because we're on Ant's network. I literally have had people tweet at me where they
I've
go
shit
like,
on Anthony
how much,
way more.
where they go, how much do you fucking hate Opie? And I've tweeted back like, I don't hate Opie at all. I don't know him, and I show him the same respect I showed Ant going in. Like,
100%.
oh, you guys are fucking, you guys have done
Legends.
your thing.
You guys are here
I
where
just
I want to be
respect-
one day.
I was listening to your fucking show forever, but it's just tough to me to hear him try to play this kind of like the route of like, well, my feelings are hurt over this, when it's like, dude, you guys were known for being the fucking like, we'll just go there and
Yeah, but
you know.
I think it's a bigger thing than busting balls at this point where it's at. So I mean, I don't know if it's, I'm just surprised he's so like, either be two dudes or like, I don't know, fuck him. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like Anthony just kind of going there like, fuck that guy. Whatever, fuck
No,
him.
but I'm talking about-
That's not true either. Anthony stirs the pot a ton.
No,
but
I know,
what-
but he'll shit talk him and go up. I'm just saying, but it's more of like he's almost having a radio war.
Yeah, these are the T-shirts,
And
by the way.
That's funny.
No, but what I'm talking about,
I feel like Opie is like just seems very like I don't want to talk about.
No,
I
look,
don't want to say the things he did.
I get what you're
Go
saying,
for
and
it.
I agree with that. But what I'm talking about, I mean, we're not going to be able to play this whole thing. But I'm saying Opie starts to get into how mean the fans are being to him, and you're like, Opie, how many people have you
That
sicked
shocks
those
me.
fans on, dude? These have been your fans. You've been making money off these brutal fans for years and years and years, and not hesitating to sick them on anyone who fucks you over. And now you're complaining because half your show got kicked off, and you didn't go with him. I don't know what to
I
tell
think the
you,
point
dude.
that Gavin made, which is a really good point, it's like the reason these people, you know, it's almost like inherently you have to be a villain. I don't know that I would even react any differently in the case where it's multi-millions of dollars on the line, years in the making. Maybe the relationship is really, truly out the window. It's just kind of the end of the road anyway. I don't know that I would necessarily make a different decision and maybe do a show without Anthony if he got fired and we truly didn't like each other. But the truth is, you're inherently the villain when you're the guy who gets to keep the multi-million-dollar cushy position, and Anthony is the martyr who gets fired
Going
and
out
gets kicked
there,
down on his
signing
ass.
hot young talent.
Yeah, but in fairness to Opie and that, like Anthony got fired.
Yes,
I mean, like,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
I
you
agree
can't-
completely.
You can't pull like.
Should he go give up? He's got kids, dude. He's got a family.
Sure.
It's like, should he give up everything because a guy who apparently they didn't like each other anymore went and fucked up? Even Anthony will admit that he fucked up to a certain degree with the tweets.
But I understand, but it is. It's almost as silly as like it's like this is Dave, my best friend, and then someone goes, "Yeah, we're not doing Legion of Skanks anymore." I go, "Oh, thank God, this fucking hunk of shit. What the fuck with this?" That's what I'm saying. It seems like it's like
Sometimes I feel like that's all we have left.
Yeah, there was volatile hatred like behind the scenes of that show. That seems bizarre to me.
But it's also their job
But I
to
don't
come
think
in.
Anthony says there was volatile hatred.
Here's the thing. I think that we do podcasts as well, which is I think is really, really based in reality because people start podcasts. You don't need to. You just get on your fucking couch and you do it because you want to and you want to be honest with your friends and you want to be funny. They have a job to entertain and come in and create content. It's a lot, dude. 16 hours a week is a fucking ton of content.
No shit.
And they have to come in and put all that shit aside. And I think they made the decision to be professionals and just come in and talk and do their job as opposed to just coming in and being real and wearing their heart on their sleeve.
Gotcha, which is fine. I don't necessarily have a problem with that, but the show I thought was rooted in reality, which it turns out it really wasn't, I guess. But there's
some reality.
no, there is, but
I think there was a lot.
and they also would bicker, but I just think it's like, man, like how does that fucking like a friendship get that rough? You know what I mean? Like where it's like they said before, like, but even Jim and Opie when they were talking this argument, which is gets later on in the argument, they're talking about not even paying attention. It was one of my gripes with Bob and Tom. It's like they don't even pay attention to what you're saying anyway. It's like Jim does like a bit. What's the Uncle Paul bit? And he says like when he does that, like
I like the way Manny does it.
And Opie's like, I don't really care for the bit, so I just check out when you do it. I don't care. He's like, you check out when I do certain. So they're not even paying. They're not in the hole with each other, in the pocket, like doing this show. It just seems like seems like a miserable fucking thing.
Which, by the way,
this show we come to do it and it's like fun for sure.
But
Like,
not to be the huge nerd who listens to this shit, I can think of a few times you can actually hear Opie playing Candy Crush when there's like a funny thing going on.
really.
Yeah.
But you know what? A lot of it too is that like we always, like we've all been doing comedy enough where it's like the things that you're passionate about that you love doing sometimes do just feel like a day job or become a day job, and I'm sure that there was a basis in truth and enjoyment when they started, but after a period of time, like it doesn't become about let's make the best possible show or let's be as funny as we can be. It becomes let's provide for our kids. Let's like.
But I actually believe, but by all accounts, what it sounds like is that Jim and Anthony together were there to actually let's be as funny as we can be and do a thing. That's what
Well,
I'm
you
saying.
can't
There is a
create.
thing like
You
that.
can't look. You can't fake chemistry. You know, it's like the reason we got good after 50 episodes of doing this together is because we're legitimately
We all
friends.
used to fuck.
And
Wait, what are you talking about?
but you know, we ended up having this chemistry together that it takes. It's a combination of naturally having the chemistry and putting in the time and trying to work together and wanting to work together. You know, we've all been guilty. If you're just not in the fucking game that day, you're just not in the mood to laugh at each other's jokes that day.
Yeah.
You have an off episode. The difference is sometimes you have a couple off years, and then it becomes a big problem. And it seems like behind the scenes they were having a few off years.
Okay, now can I just? I agree with what you're saying. I agree with both of you guys, but or all of you guys. But to me, I just couldn't imagine. I can imagine between the three of us. I can imagine us getting in big arguments, big fights. I can imagine us, like being annoyed with
2
each
weeks
other.
ago?
I can't imagine ever either one of us getting fired from a thing the three of us built
Yeah.
together, and the other two going, "Oh, I'll just go on with this. We'll just continue."
Dude,
with
imagine
these
Keith the
fans
Cop came
and
to us
not-
right now and
Keith the
said,
Cop
"Dave's
said,
fired."
Dave's fired, or Lou's fired, or Jay's fired, and the other two go on with it. I can't imagine us airing our beefs over. Like publicly, I just couldn't imagine us ever getting to that.
think
point.
You would
I think-
because
I think-
eventually you're cajoled enough by the fans, or there's an image of you that you don't think is true.
Yeah, let me say.
Maybe you're right. I just
think
can't imagine
I
it.
think
Maybe you're right, though.
I think we would air the beefs. I think if the beef continued through the whole episode of the show, here's the difference: behind all of those fights, and me and you are griping about whatever, and I'm venting you about Lewis, or you're venting to me about Lewis,
Right.
or Lewis is doing to, vice versa.
I like
You
the
guys are
first
both-
Thanks. Both of you guys are just venting about me.
I mean, you spent
We're just
45
like, fuck
minutes.
this.
I just realized I wasn't going to do every version of that, but yes, Lewis and you guys complaining about.
Yeah, I
But
guess.
Dave,
Jay.
you spend 45 minutes talking about someone else's fight. You don't think you guys would talk about yours?
But I'm saying, but complaining, but if,
Not on air.
But,
I don't
even,
think
but
so.
even if you
Yeah.
guys complain about whatever it is, and we get into a fight, and it bleeds out on air, and it becomes a thing, or even if one of us is like "fuck you" and walks in the middle of the show, and it goes haywire like that, like there's still a core of friendship there where it's like we are all 24 hours away most from a phone call
Right.
going like, hey dude, we got to talk about this because we're fucking
Yes.
best buddies.
No, you're right. You're right.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
of course,
saying?
obviously, because we've
Me
had
and
fights on the
me and
podcast
Jay
before.
we've had a few of these, maybe like 3 or 4 of these throughout our years, where it's like, oh yeah, we need to fucking talk, and then we leave whoever we're with, like we're gonna go fist fight each other outside.
It always looks like we're gonna go fist fight each other, and we go outside. It's never even sort of. It's not even a jaw. It's two guys. We both kind of become right away like the. I don't like when you do this thing.
It's like, dude,
I don't like this either. You're
Dude, it's like
doing this to me.
you
That's
go
what it
around,
becomes.
like you go around the corner, just punching your fucking palm, and then you get around there and just start crying, and you're like, "You make me look so bad,
Dude, on the cruise ship.
I'm not a phony."
On the cruise ship, we had to go up. We had to go upstairs to do it, and we both kind of jogged the stairs like Rocky steps. We were like, "Let's go talk."
You want to do this, bro?
I think we both put up our hoodies.
I worked up a sweat to talk to Jay
The
and bear
thing
my
too is
emotions.
that I feel like the internet makes a lot of this stuff worse because it's like if two people are like fighting publicly, the Twitter is basically the corner that they go to between rounds. You
Yeah.
know, all these
Yeah.
people like these because
That's funny.
the truth is like
That's a
these
great
fans,
analogy.
It
these
sounds like-
fans
it sounds
kind
like-
of I think in some ways want to see mom and dad fight.
They do. No. It's fantastic. Ray, I don't know if his number changed. But I didn't hear back from him. I texted Norton today, and I was like, that must have been tough, man. But I was like, fucking great radio, and I thought you were awesome. I thought you handled yourself well.
Yeah.
I texted Esther Ku. It was like, what did you do to Opie and Jim?
Just now.
That'd
That's been fucking hilarious.
earlier today.
But that's
Well, anyway, I stand by what I'm saying. I'm not. Maybe someday I'll. People can play this clip next to us having some public feud, but I could never see us. No matter, I don't know. Maybe
This
that's
is so
crazy.
romantic
I
right
couldn't see
now.
it going that way, and that's such a weird. I couldn't see it going that one of us got fired and the other two wouldn't at least like go with them.
no.
and
But
I
you say
couldn't
feud,
see-
but we could have huge on-air fights that could end in like the
Yes.
day is not going well.
We've had
Sure,
we've
we've done that.
3 or
I know.
4 on-air blowouts. Me and Dave, if you guys want to listen to like some awkward shit, but also not only awkward. Before we understood how to broadcast together, so we weren't even doing good podcasting or radio. We were just arguing like
We're just
bitches.
yelling at each other. Oh, it's
Listen to
bad.
Lewis versus Dave. I think there's Lewis versus Dave too. Lewis versus Jay is another one. The first time Pete
I
Davidson
think there's
was
two
in
of
the
you.
studio.
You two. No, oh, there's two of us. I don't
We've
know.
had a few on-air agreements.
What if you
Probably-
guys start
hold on.
fighting about when you fought? No, we actually fought then. No, motherfucker.
Well, probably tomorrow you might catch some more because even if you're not subscribing to this, or if you got friends that aren't subscribed that want to check it out, tomorrow 7:30 p.m. we're going to do a Reddit or our second Ask Me Anything on Reddit. If you guys haven't checked it out, it's reddit.com/r/Legion of Skanks. Click on the Ask Me Anything category. There's, I think, like 100 and some questions already. If you, as long as you're not in the negative, we're going to answer every question.
Do we have to type our answers, or do we have to?
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to answer it live at anthonycumia.com. It's going to be a free link. You don't have to subscribe. You guys can watch it for free at anthonycumia.com. What we're going to do is we're going to transcribe it afterwards. So a few hours later, it'll be transcribed.
Someone's going to do it.
Yeah, I'm going to either get an intern or Ding Dong or somebody to do it. Okay. So it's going to be tomorrow night. This is Wednesday, the 2nd of December, 7:30 p.m. live at anthonycumia.com. Ask us anything. A lot of questions you guys have about our relationship together, our relationship with Anthony Cumia. Obviously, the guests that we have on. Really, anything. That
and
you
it's
guys
free, even if you're not a member of AnthonyCumia.com. right? Let's just say this right. Even if you're not a member, it's free. So you can go to AnthonyCumia.com and get this. It's free. But if you do want to join AnthonyCumia.com, use promo code #StandWithOpie. That gets us a big discount.
I look like fat Rob Van Dam in that picture. That's hilarious. The whole